Hi, I'm Chloe. I'm a second year trainee at Capital Law. When I was applying to the firm for my training contract, I felt that the recruitment process gave me a lot of freedom to talk about things that I wanted to talk about. I applied by submitting my CV and a cover letter, so I didn't feel that I was too tied to answering generic questions, and I could really put across the reasons why I wanted to work at Capital Law and why I felt I would be a good fit for the firm. During my interview, the interviewers seemed to be really interested in the things I had to say and would talk about in detail my answers before moving on to the next question. At the assessment day, the atmosphere was really informal and relaxed, and it felt that the assessors were just trying to get to know you better, and for me it allowed me to get a good feel for the firm. Meeting with the other trainees was really helpful as well, and I just felt that during the whole recruitment process I was really able to get a good flavour of Capital Life, and it really helped me to decide that this is the firm I wanted to train at.
My name's Garen Young and I'm a first year trainee at Capital Law. The question I'm answering today is, what practice area are you currently working in and what is it like? I'm currently in the employment and immigration team, and I've been a paralegal here. I was a paralegal here for about 17 months before I actually started my training contract. And what's the team like? The team is wonderful. I really don't want to sound cheesy when I say this, but it's truly like a family. I've always been made to feel entirely welcome. No question I ask is a stupid question. And people make me feel as if they've got the time to explain things properly to me, which is a really valuable asset for the team to have. I never feel like a burden. So if you're thinking about what seat to pick for your training contract, definitely choose employment.
Hi, my name's Tom, and I'm a second year trainee solicitor at Capital Law, currently working in the employment and immigration team. Advice I have for prospective candidates is twofold. Firstly, research the firm and its values and think about how you'll uphold them. When I was doing my research, I realised quite early on that the firm's values underpin everything that it does, from its website to its social media output to the work it does on a day-to-day basis. What really attracted me to the firm was that the work that they do is exactly the work I wanted to be doing as a lawyer, and the firm's values mirror my own in what I think a successful lawyer should be. Secondly, be yourself. You can't keep up a facade long term, and I realised quite early on in the recruitment process that it was to find out about me and whether I'd fit in with the firm. So if you've done your research, it should be pretty easy for you to remember what attracted you to the firm in the first place and why you want to work there. For me, I love how forward-thinking the firm is. It's the opposite of a stuffy law firm, and it's exactly the place I wanted to work and grow as a lawyer.
Hi, my name's Nina and I'm a trainee solicitor at Capital Law in my third seat and due to qualify next year. The culture at Capital Law can really be summed up in an example of my first visit to the firm during the recruitment process. It involves our very own Donna, who was on reception at the time. Donna knew my name, she knew the reasons why I was there, all without me having to give any details at the front desk. Originally I thought, was this a one-off? But generally when you become integrated into the firm, you'll realise that this is a running theme amongst all members of staff at Capital. Everyone makes it their mission just to get to know you, to understand you, and to just generally make you feel as welcome as possible when you do visit. As well as having that approachable and friendly culture, you'll notice that during each department and each seat rotation, each team encourages that collaboration and that team working, just to make sure that you're getting the most out of your training contract and you're developing in the most positive way possible. Obviously this doesn't come without hard work. It isn't easy. So each and every one of us are rewarded on a Friday when the drinks trolley comes around, which, as you can imagine, puts a big smile on everyone's faces. It's these little personal touches that really does make Capital a great place to begin your legal career, to start your training contract, and to develop throughout the firm.
Hello, my name is Liz and I am a second year trainee at Capital Law due to qualify in October 2020. I undertook a 7-month secondment at the Royal Mint last year. I loved the experience, it was absolutely great. It was great being in a different environment in an in-house role, and that allows me to generally improve my commercial awareness but also improve my confidence around advising face-to-face. Although I was based at the Royal Mint's offices, I was kept in the loop with everything that was going on back at Capital. I still attended social events and the staff meetings, such as the annual staff meeting and Christmas party, and generally just knew what was going on, which was really good considering I wasn't in the office. I would definitely urge all trainees to apply for secondment if the opportunity arises, as I feel like it's really benefited me as a trainee and a really good stepping stone into qualification.
Hi, my name's Tara. I'm an NQ. I qualified as of a few weeks ago into the Financial Services and Regulatory team here at Capital. So my question was, how has the new working environment changed my experience as a trainee? Well, it's been interesting. It's certainly been quite challenging at times, but actually I think it's kind of ended up being quite positive for trainees. You know, where we were initially kind of fixed at our desks at certain periods of the day, what the new working environment has done has enabled a much more flexible and realistic sort of work schedule, if you like. So you work to the times that you're at your best of your abilities and capabilities, and then beyond that you're able to take kind of reasonable breaks. That's not to say that I'm working any less. If anything, I'm working more, but just much more productively and much more efficiently. Some of the downsides have been that as a trainee, you don't get to learn from your peers and your teammates via osmosis or just being in the same environment and team. However, I don't feel that that's personally impacted my learning experience, because in the team that I'm in, we have daily capacity catch-ups. We also have a catch-up in the afternoon as well. So I feel very well connected with my teammates. I don't feel that I miss out on anything. And I still, sort of from an L&D perspective, there's loads of webinars out at the moment. It's the way, Zoom calls galore, really. So I think that actually there's been lots of positives that have come out of this for trainees. So yeah, that's my view. Cheers.
My name's Tony and I am a first year trainee at Capital, currently sat in the property team. The question I'm answering today is if you feel challenged by the work that you're doing. So as a trainee, I think that every day is a new challenge, but that's the point. We've only got 2 years, so if the work wasn't challenging, then we wouldn't push ourselves to learn and become better lawyers as a result of it. I do find the work challenging, but it's always interesting and you're always learning. There's always someone to help you if you feel stuck or you have any questions in relation to a challenging piece of work. As long as you have the fundamental skills of a trainee or a paralegal, for example, organisation, commercial awareness and a good work ethic, they're all transferable to any area of the law, so you can approach any piece of challenging work with confidence.
The types of clients that I interact with are businesses, running all the way from small family-run businesses to large multinational corporations that exist in a number of different jurisdictions, and also private individuals. I've also been fortunate enough to get involved with a lot of international work, particularly through my involvement in the Baltic States desks, which routinely see me interacting with clients from Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. I enjoy the client-facing aspects of the job, no matter how difficult they can sometimes be. I find that the requirement to think on your feet when you're on a telephone call or a video call with a client is unlike any other aspect of the job. You're routinely required to respond to queries that you don't have the answer to or that you simply didn't anticipate. And I find that develops you as a lawyer in a way that nothing else does.
Hello, my name's Garen Young and I'm a first year trainee at Capital Law. The question I'm answering today is, do you have any routine duties that you perform every day? I'm not really one for routine, if I'm honest, but, well, I do have to have a coffee before I can speak to anybody. But other than that, I think one of the things that I try and do regularly, if not daily, is, as opposed to just updating the team as to my capacity, I try and go out of my way to speak to lawyers direct, just so I seem proactive and I'm seen to be trying to find work for people. And I think that's especially important as we work from home, because people can't see you in the office. So it's I think it's really important to try and be proactive to remain in the minds of lawyers, so you get work as it arrives.
Hi, my name's Nina and I'm a second year trainee at Capital Law. The question that I've been given today is, how are the trainee seats allocated? At Capital, your training contract will involve 4 seat rotations over a 2-year period, so you'll be spending a good 6 months in each department. And it really is a well-known fact that Capital like to get you involved in the decision-making process when it comes to each seat rotation. For me, I wanted one of my seats to involve a secondment to the Royal Mint, as I just really wanted that in-house experience. So I broached the topic with HR, I expressed my interest to go, and I was given the opportunity to go on my secondment. So my advice to anyone is, don't be afraid if you've got a burning desire to sit in a particular team. I'm not saying that HR will be able to accommodate you all the time, but it is really important that you work as close with HR as possible, just to make the most of your training contract, so you can make that all-important decision in 2 years' time as to which department you'd like to qualify into. I suppose then, at the opposite end of the spectrum, if you've been allocated a particular department that maybe you wouldn't enjoy as much, then say so. This is your training contract and your opportunity to make your mark as a trainee. So you need to make sure that your experience is a positive one and it's tailored as much as possible to the type of lawyer that you'd like to be.
My name's Garen Young and I'm a first year trainee at Capital Law. And the question I've been asked today is, what is the toughest and most challenging part of your job? I suppose, in terms of substance, the substance of being a trainee, I think what I find most difficult is constantly coming across things for the first time. Now, whilst that is thrilling in many ways, it can be exhausting, having to learn things from scratch and especially being surrounded by people who know this stuff. That can be challenging. Nature of the job, though. But other than the substance of my job as a trainee, what I do find difficult is working from home. Whilst it has given me far more energy not having to commute into work, it can feel isolating, it can feel lonely, and as a sociable person, I do struggle with that. So I have to make a concerted effort to go out my way to socialise with people virtually. But yeah, they would be the 2 things that I find most difficult about my job.